Scoundrels, happy Whiskey Wednesday. Patch check, whoa, coin check, ring check, shirt check. All those checks are out of the way. Boy, do I got a review for you. Finally, a review on Whiskey Wednesday. I've been slacking. I haven't had a Wednesday off in quite some time. I am very, very excited to try this. I've never tried it. I've only heard folklore about it. Awkward pause. And that is Balcones Texas potstill bourbon. Very excited about it. You can see I have not opened this bottle. I bought this bottle last week for $32, which, I don't know, for a Balcones product? And it has a nice ribbon, and I like ribbons. I'm a sucker for marketing. Let's get that off there. All that says is Balcones Distillery, but it's a nice touch. The bottle's cool. I definitely like that. I like the wax stamp on the front of the bottle that just says Balcones 2008 Distillery on there. That is a nice touch. It already gets bonus points because it is a corked bottle, and even on the top of the bottle, it has the Texas star and it says Texas on it. I like it. They put a lot of thought in this bottle. Certified Texas whiskey. This is a straight bourbon at 46% alcohol ABV. The original Texas whiskey. It does have this cool like corn design on the back. I'll tell you why I'm excited about this here in just a minute. Great detail on the back here. It has the batch number and also the date. This was 9/24 of 2019, which is really cool, man. I love that. I love when you can see the date and the, whether it was bottled or batched, and it's really cool. They have a cool story on the back here. Texas potstill bourbon. I feel like I have to talk like that every time I read bourbon is my crap impression of Sam Elliott. But big flavors have always been a cornerstone of our prized Texas whiskeys. And Texas potstill bourbon is no exception. Made grain to glass using traditional pot still distillation ensures a rich and viscous spirit. Ooh, that's a nice word. That stands up to aging in new charred oak without losing its essence. Each dram is full of character and body, with aromatic entries and a soft finish for an approachable yet memorable experience. Signed by Jared Hempstead, head distiller. Right here, it says, never chilled, filtered, or colored. Aged at least 24 months in oak. Cool. That's what it says, man. I like that. I like that little story. I know it's kind of been an ongoing trend for a little bit, or an upcoming trend where the back of bottles of bourbon will go, you should taste this. This is what our impression of this bourbon is. I would have liked to see that, but obviously it isn't there. The bottle is nice, though. It's a nice, thick bottle. Great marketing on this bottle, and I love that. So let's crack her open. Get to looking at it. Shout out Rough Rider Workman's Knife, and it's Wu-Tang Wednesday, and also Warrenclyffe Wednesday, and Whiskey Wednesday, and we're just having a hell of a Wednesday. I like Wednesdays. Wednesdays are fun. So we got that open. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to try this. So before I open it and smell it, I'm going to tell you why I'm excited to try this. This is the first bourbon that I'm ever going to get to experience that has blue corn in it. It has blue corn. That's part of the grain, the mash bill of this particular pot still bourbon. which makes me very excited to see if there is a variance of flavors in your traditional bourbon palate plethora. Ooh, big words today. I got my drammy dram right there. Oh, yeah, I love that sound. I'll tell you what, man. For 24 months, it's good. That's good. For a bourbon that is 24 months aged, at least 24 months aged, that is insanely dark. Holy mac. Let's see if we can, is that a little better? Ooh, look at that. Look at that. It's like a nice, rich, almost mahogany? Huh? I don't know. That is very, very dark copper. Nice leather notes. I can smell it from here. Let's get into the nose of this because it is very, very fragrant. Oh, yeah. This is man's bourbon. This is very, very unique. There is some like butter creamy nose, very vanilla sweetness, almost like cereal milk. Like cereal milk with chocolate nibs. Ooh. I'll tell you, the amount of nuttiness you get off the nose is very, very nice. Nutty, just like sweet, creamy. Oh, yeah. Not very woody, but I will say, when you breathe it in, the first initial nose without like, if you just hold it here, and I kind of dip my nose in it. You're supposed to put the dram like kind of like on the top of your lip if you ever want to be bougie at, a whiskey tasting. That's about as far as you're supposed to go with a taste. There's almost like I'm going to take a lot of shit for this. Like in passing, just like initial in passing, there was like a salted beefiness to it. I'm getting ridiculous with this stuff. It's seriously like a sweetened salted beef. Just a hint of it. It's not very prevalent. It does smell like there's a nice hint of like a nutty, cinnamony candy. I can't get past it. Something like my mouth is salivating. It's nice and earthy, whatever that smell is. I'm gonna call it a salty, beefy note. Oh, that's good. We're 8 minutes into this. I'm just smelling it. So I'm a smeller. I smell everything. I almost enjoy the scents more than I enjoy some of the palates. So that's what I get. Salted beef, cereal milk, nice small honey aspect. It's not very woody on the nose though. There's that unique beef jerky quality to this that makes me so excited. You get those traditional bourbon scents for sure. That honey, there's a little bit of cocoa in there. There's a little bit of, not very woody, but, you get some of those traditional bourbon scents and they should be recognized. But that outlier, there's almost a faint hit of peat. All right. There's a nice, I should say smokiness, like a smoky, not peat. There's like a smoky, salted, beefy sweetness to this, if that's what it is. Like when you initially open up a bag of like sweet Jack Links and you get hit with that initial smell. That's what I'm going with. That's what we're doing. Let's finally try it after 10 minutes of smelling. Cheers, Tink. Not, wow. Okay. Not really expecting how dry it was going to be. This is extremely dry. It kind of just, uh, I will say the nose is where it's at on this bourbon. There is a peat quality to this. I don't. It's very reminiscent to like an aged Scotch. Um, it has that dry peatiness to it, which is nice. I like that. It's very unique. I don't know if that's from the blue corn or if they actually put peat in this. I would assume they didn't. Um, that's really, really unique. If you're looking for a unique bourbon, here it is. There's a little bit of the cocoa nibs. It's not incredibly sweet at all. The sweetness is definitely more on the palate than it is on or on the nose than it is on the palate. Sorry. There's a dry cinnamon. Boy, it's man that peaty quality. I don't know what that is. It's almost overwhelming the other flavors. All the other flavors just kind of die down in the back. There is a slight vanilla to it. But to be honest, this is more reminiscent of like a Scotch. It's very Scotchy to me, in a good way. It's a great, like, it's a unique bourbon. This is a bourbon. If you're a Scotch drinker, this is your bourbon. I like a good Scotch, but this I was not expecting that. That is very unique. This might be the most unique bourbon I've had in quite some time. The finish is medium. It's very dry. There's almost incredibly no burn to it. It's not hot at all, in my opinion. There is a nice woodiness on the finish, but it just kind of fades away. You can sip it, and you get that initial whoo, and then it just disappears, which is really, really nice. There is a citrus quality. Like after you finish it, there's that aftertaste of like a bright, almost like a lime, like lime peel to it. It's really nice. What a complexly unique surprise. I was really expecting, and I don't know what I get in my head because of the marketing that, this is going to be a tough man's bourbon and you better, and it's very, very approachable. It makes me want to look into more from them. This is this is a confusing one. I can't tell you if I love it or I'm just like, meh. It's enjoyable. This is one of those bourbons that for a like if somebody was like, I strictly only drink Scotch, I would present them with this. It's very reminiscent to a Scotch. And I would almost say that if you put that in another bottle and told somebody that that's a barrel-aged Scotch, that they would be inclined to believe you. The nose is incredible. The nose is incredible on this. What a complex nose on this. I feel like I have a pretty good sniffer. And this nose is where it's at. The palate is confusing in a good way. I like to be pleasantly surprised than other bourbons that are just kind of like vanilla caramel. You know, all those traditional bourbons, I love those traditional flavors, but it is good to be surprised sometime. So well done. Pick up that for like 34 bucks, like $35 range. That's a good bourbon. That's a good bourbon. It's a surprising bourbon. It's unique. I am confident that I'm probably not going to try anything else like this on the market this year. So that's my review. It kind of threw me off a little bit. Man, that nose is nuts. What a unique bottle. Very good. Very good. Confusing, but good in the best way possible. I really wasn't expecting such a scotchy note to this, or a smoked peaty note. I don't know if that comes from the blue corn. I am not an expert. I am just an enthusiast. But either way, it is very enjoyable. So what I would take from this is a peaty, slightly sweet, smoked meat. Goodness. Cereal milk. Cereal milk and beef jerky. It's a good bourbon. It's good. It's complex. I would like to see what it's going to do once we kind of let it breathe a little bit, kind of open up. And yeah, I look forward to opening this bottle again. You guys have a great day. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends if you enjoy this. Tell me what you think if you've enjoyed this bourbon, because this was new to me. I literally just walked into a liquor store and was like, ooh, red. And I liked it. And then I kind of, found out some stuff about it through a group of mine. And that's it. So drink something tasty. Cheers. And have a wonderful day.